Hi everyone, this is Dr. Andrea from Healthways Chiropractic, and here's your weekly Wednesday health tip. So continuing along with our core strengthening series, this week we are talking about the floor of our core home, which is our pelvic floor. And actually this was really the big inspiration for starting this core strengthening series. I was listening to a really great podcast by a woman that does postpartum exercises with women after they've had children, and it kind of got me thinking that the pelvic floor isn't something we really think about when we talk about our core. Kind of like I mentioned last week, the diaphragm also really isn't included in that. When we think of our core, we think of our abs and sometimes our back. But both the diaphragm and the pelvic floor play a big role in stabilization during movement. When we think of pelvic floor exercise, the most common thing we think of are Kegel exercises, and those are not necessarily widely taught. The pelvic floor is also engaged during different types of core strengthening exercises, whether that's glute bridges, planks, squats, lunges, anything like that, and using those muscles to stabilize during those processes. During my research and kind of looking through this, one of the other things I was looking at is just pelvic tilt itself, of bringing the pelvis back up to a neutral position. Also engages your lower abs and also the muscles of your pelvic floor as well. I think the best way I can explain how to do a Kegel exercise or to really contract those muscles of your pelvic floor is if you imagine yourself sitting in an elevator and you were trying not to pass gas in the elevator. You use those muscles to contract and hold everything in as to not affect the people around you. Kind of a funny analogy, but that's really the best way I can think of to really kind of strengthen and contract those muscles to their full ability. With those exercises, you can do those throughout the day, sitting at your desk, or just kind of walking around your home and helping stimulate your core and also the muscles of your pelvic floor. If you find this video helpful, go ahead, give it a like and a share, or tag someone down below, and stay tuned for our video next week talking about core strengthening as it relates to the back.